3 times the normal size. 2-year-old Runa's head has reached an unbelievable circumference of 37 inches. So why did her skull grow, and why this much? Runa's parents, who live in a remote village in western India, noticed their daughter's head was growing bigger and bigger, but they couldn't afford to see a doctor and were helpless until a hospital in New Delhi decided to treat Runa for free after pictures of her emerged online. Runa suffers from a condition called hydrocephalus, which literally means water in the head, but no, it's not because she drank a lot of water. Due to a genetic malformation, infection, or head trauma, cerebral spinal fluid does not drain and causes the head to swell. Doctors have never seen such an extreme case of hydrocephalus and needed to urgently operate Runa or she could die. After 4 months in hospital and a few major surgeries, Runa survived and her head was reduced to 23 inches. A year later, aged 3, she was able to smile, say a few words, and move her head. Although doctors are surprised of her fast recovery, they doubt she will be absolutely normal due to brain damage caused by the extreme hydrocephalus. This doesn't prevent her parents from hoping that one day she will be able to walk and go to school like any normal kid. Alien Man, Giant Head Man, Elephant Man, Xia has had many nicknames during the last years. So what happened to this man that made his head grow this much? Xia, for whom you can guess nor the age nor the ethnicity due to the huge facial deformity, is 53 years old and lives in a remote village in rural China. Good thing for his mother, he was not born like this. His head started to grow only during his adulthood. You know what this means, it can happen to anyone. Xia suffers from a condition called hyperplasia, which is an increase in cell proliferation that leads to the gross enlargement of an organ. It may be due to any number of causes, including inflammatory response, hormonal dysfunctions, or compensation for damage or disease elsewhere. In the case of Xia, it was very gradual and he has never been diagnosed or treated because his family was so poor. Sadly for him, his condition evolved to such a staggering state that it crushed his teeth and made him lose most of his hearing. Never too late, his brother decided to tell the world about Xia's story to try to save his life and make him undergo a surgical operation that would ease his pain. Doctors became aware of his case and examined him. The only obstacle that the family is facing now is fundraising the amount of money needed for the operation. Hopefully, we will be able to see soon the after-surgery results. Khadija's condition is so advanced that she doesn't have any facial features, and yet she refuses categorically to be treated. So what does she suffer from, and why is she so reluctant to get help? Khadija was born at home, and when at 2 months old, she still hadn't opened her eyes. Her parents decided to take her to the hospital. Her mother reports that doctors told them that there was nothing to do, and that if she attempted surgery, she could die. So they have lived with that fear. But her condition kept worsening with age and reached a point where it could not go unnoticed. That's when a local government officer alerted about her condition. $10,000 were raised through crowdfunding to pay for her surgery, and she was convinced to have medical tests. Doctors suspect that she has a severe case of neurofibromatosis, which is a genetic condition that affects the nervous system and causes lump-like tumors all over the body. We can notice that her mother also has very mild symptoms. Although a surgeon in New Delhi deemed the surgery possible and feared that she might have cancer, and despite the fact that the money is available, Khadija couldn't overcome her fear of the surgery and says that she's happy the way she was created. Consequently, her condition will keep worsening and she will remain sadly fully dependent on her parents. When Taj Mahal married Shadad 20 years ago, she had no idea that her husband was going to end up with one of the most spectacular cases of this rare condition. So what makes this man grow thousands of lumps on all his body? It's painful, itchy, and poor hygiene worsens his case. Shadad suffers from a genetic condition called neurofibromatosis, which affects the nervous system and causes lump-like tumors all over the body. In the US, 1 in 3,500 people suffers from this condition that worsens with age. There are no known prevention or cure. Shadad reports that he cannot go outside because children are afraid of him. They call him Monster. He adds, "I wasn't always in this condition. I was handsome in my young age." Also, his 12-year-old son, Abdullah, doesn't talk to him because he can't do anything for him or his family. Well, Abdullah should count his blessings for not inheriting this condition and be more supportive. Indeed, Shadat stopped working and has troubles eating, sleeping, and needs help doing simple tasks. And with no income, he had no chance receiving any treatment. But luckily, social worker Mamoun Biswas heard about his story and is working with the government to provide him with the required care. Shadat is said to have visited the National Institute of Neurosciences and Hospital in the nearby city of Dhaka, and we hope soon to see him tumor-free. When she was 3, Ruby's family started noticing lumps on her face.
हमने पूछे यही डॉक्टरी किया था और कुछ देहाती दवा किया था ये वजह से जब नहीं देखा कि हमको आराम फायदा है तो हमने किया है.
Her facial tumor kept worsening and now it covers approximately 50% of her face. If untreated, it will not stop growing and might become like Shana's tumor, which almost melted all his face down and covers more than 80% of it. Added to the change in their physical appearance, both suffer extreme pain when drinking or eating, but the biggest pain is, without doubt, the psychological one.
हमको दिक्कत होती है चेहरे में देखने से. हमको दिक्कत होती दूसरे को कैसे दिक्कत होती होगी.
बाजार घुमाए नहीं जा सकते ना बाहर जाते हैं.
चेहरे में है काफी लोग हमको रात में देख कर डर जाते हैं, इसलिए रात में कहीं जाते नहीं हैं.
Ruby's living condition is very basic, and she has to take care of all her family without complaining despite the huge evolution of her disease. They both seem to have accepted their fate, but their desire to get treated and look normal will always remain the strongest.
मैं तो शादी करना चाहता हूँ, शादी हो जाए, फैमिली हो जाए, बाल बच्चे हो जाए, तो हम भी सुखी से रहें.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and share. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and find the links to our Facebook and Instagram in the description below. To get notified of our new videos, please hit the bell. For more, click on one of these videos.